Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. I am Sophia with Garden State Film Festival. We are in its 21st year. We have 237 films from 23 countries. There's really something for everyone here. From March 23rd to March 26th, you can check them out in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And one of the films you can check out is Leonardi's Jewel of Wonders. Let me say that again. Leonardi's Jewel of Wonders. And here to talk to us about the film are the wonderful people involved in it. I will have them introduce themselves and their titles in the film.
Hi, I'm Maxwell C. Black River. I directed the film and wrote it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Gellis. I was Covetti in this amazing film. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ginny and Ginny Patos, and I am the producer or helped produced it with Maxwell C. Black River, and I was the titular, can never say that, role of Leonardi. The surprise, I hate to say, I'm blowing the surprise because everybody expects it to be a male.
Oh, yeah, you're right on that. You're right in that. But it is a pleasure that I get to talk to you guys today because this film, there's a lot of questions I have because of how much it looks like went into it. So before we get into the questions, Maxwell, as the director, writer, and producer, and one of the stars, tell us a little bit about the film.
So Leonardi's Jewel of Wonders is about focuses around two carnival workers during the 1930s who steal a fortune teller's jewel, and then they're hunted down in the woods of northern New Jersey by a mummy, which cursed the jewel. So the mummy is hunting them down in the woods at night. It's very, very supernatural adventure type of story around two characters.
Wow. And what was the inspiration for this premise? I mean, it's so unique and different. How did you come up with it?
Um, well, I write a lot, and I think the first thing I wrote was "How do you like your squirrel?" which is the opening line with Covetti and Owen, and then it sort of just progressed from there and got a little bit more wacky, and there were more characters that came in, and yeah, I'm just really lucky that I had the cast that I did, and Ginny as a producer, and yeah, I'm just really happy with how it came out.
Me too. I could see why. And Ginny, so first question for you, how did you become a producer on this project? And what were your first reactions to the script and the story? You're on mute. It happens to me
Forgive me for
all the
that.
time.
I have to say that in many of the projects that Maxwell comes up with, we have a team of imaginary friends that are anything but imaginary. They're very real. They're stage actors from different stages in New Jersey. This is a complete New Jersey film. We find locations in New Jersey, we find actors in New Jersey. And as we do it, we let the words speak for themselves and the actors bring the characters to life. So luckily Maxwell will go back and restructure something or add bits to the script so that we can embellish that character as we see that person bring something new to to that role. So yes, in the cold night, you'll see it's nighttime, you'll see it's without leaves, so it means that it's really cold and ingenious. I'm going to say some of the parts that we came up with, Max came up with for the campfire. There was no real fire, but a different kinds of lighting so that it would flicker and it would show off of Raven's face, who plays Owen, and show off of Adam's face. So it's, I have to say, I'm just lucky to be part of it. And I will also say this is a super low budget film compared to a lot of the others you'll be seeing at the Garden State Film Festival.
Oh, so much I love to hear. I love my New Jersey filmmakers, and so cool that everything, not just the filmmakers were from New Jersey, but you really, every part of this film was a New Jersey film, which is awesome. So many things I'm going to come back to you, Jenny, about what you talked about, the location, the lighting. But Adam, first, I want to talk to you about your character. what were your first reactions to it? You brought this character to life. So what was it like playing him?
Wow. I've had the pleasure of working with Maxwell and Ginny for a while now. They are family to me, and as imaginary friends, I have an even larger family. The what I think really made this work, and Max is a master of this, is chemistry. The chemistry between myself and Owen, or Raven, as it was played by, it was just very natural response to the situation we were in, and the bravado and all the things that we could do with this jewel, to get out. And I just had such a fun time making this character. And I'm always looking to Max, thinking, "Oh, could I do something different or what?" And they just Max and Ginny would just help me focus a little bit more and a little more. And the next thing you know, it was almost like we were in our own state of mind, state of body. Just everything else was gone, and it was just such a beautiful experience. It was about the con. It was about, there's a better way to do things, and how am I going to con our way out of it? And how do I get Owen, to string her along? But then at the same time, I think I became the played in some
Mm.
aspects, and so it was it was just such a beautiful experience. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I seem to say that in every endeavor I do with Maxwell.
No.
But definitely, just love that character. I loved Covetti. I loved him, and I'm done eating squirrel. I can tell you that much.
But whatever you were eating looked pretty good, so I was surprised it didn't taste
She
that good.
kept us well fed, well fed.
So you talk about this chemistry, and Adam, it's interesting because the scene that you're in had so much to do with the chemistry. It was very intimate, very dialogue heavy, and it really was just you two, and then obviously Ginny when your character comes in. All of that changes. So Maxwell, what was it like directing the scene with Adam? Did you guys have to do a lot of rehearsals?
Yeah, I think we started maybe a month in advance, and we did a lot of Zoom rehearsals online. And yeah, they really got the scene right off the bat, and I wrote it with Adam in mind for Covetti and Raven in mind for Owen. So to get them in there and bring the roles to life was really awesome to watch, and especially filming. We had to do a lot of retakes because I live in Mendham, New Jersey. There's a lot of houses nearby, and there would always be planes flying overhead. So I have a lot of respect for them and the amount of dialogue that they had,
Yes.
and dealing with the constant. We need to shoot that again because there was like 3 planes flying overhead. So
Mm,
they did a really good job with that, and just very impressed with, like I said, the amount of dialogue that they had.
me too. And it's never a dull moment too. And all of the what you're saying, the conning, but also the relationship, a lot of complex things in there. So I'm also very impressed with it. And Ginny, when Leonardi comes in, I mean, and then I'm meeting you now, and you're nothing like that character. What was it like for you to play her? What did you have to do to get into that mindset?
You mean when we filmed in the rain? Yes.
Not even just that. Despite like even I mean, we will
No,
talk
I
about that, but
understand.
just the character herself, she's so different from you.
Somehow she became an carnival workers back in 1930. That was the go-to place if you had no place and you had food, needing for food during the Depression, and a lot of international people ended up there. So I just made her kind of Hungarian, and I learned some Hungarian lines, which Max was kind enough to put into the show. And it's basically begging the Aztec gods for 3 more days without the curse. So I'm memorizing Hungarian. We had rain coming down on us, so we couldn't do as many takes as we would have liked, or our equipment would be ruined. I have to say, Max said that it's guerrilla. To me, the filming is everything, and there's not the crew that you expect. You expect at least a 10-person crew, don't you, for a film even of this size, with the boom, with the sound, with the no, no, no. We're in the middle of a thicket of a rose briar. So when we film that kind of stuff, you can only have a tiny crew. And at one point, one of the dead characters has to take over some of the sound equipment for Max, and it's I have to say it was a challenge that way, and it came out. The angles that Max comes up with are just unusual, and I wasn't really ready for it, but we just went with it. At one point, we had Raven down on the ground. I'm giving too much away, so I hope people see this interview after. But she's down on the ground, and you see it from her perspective through her eyes with me standing over her, and I had a foot on her during that whole time. Oh, what an evil person I was.
And you're the total opposite, which is just amazing.
We really and we enjoyed it, and I have to tell you, we're fussy about little things. For example, for Covetti's hat, that became important. And he was a showman, but we couldn't have a brand new top hat, nor were we going to destroy a brand new top hat because they aren't made with real silks, etc. So what we did was we bartered with another theater for one of our painting easels. I gave her a painting easel. She gave me the hat. And that happened all the way through with a lot of the material. We just tore up inexpensive outfits. And the squirrel, well, I hope it was tasty. Was it, Adam? Oops, he's muted.
I thought it was delicious, but I got to tell you, both Owen and I were getting disgusted after a while. So we were perfectly there in the part about sick of eating squirrel. But no, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Wait, were you guys really eating a squirrel?
No.
Okay, I was like,
no, but I
know you weren't, but then you're talking about it. Like, okay.
We cut up the chicken to look like squirrel, and we looked at things on YouTube, how people cooked it and what it would look like. Oh, wow. So we mirrored almost every little piece to squirrel, because you never know.
Into film when you're watching it.
But it tasted good.
Yeah. Amazing. And Jenny, you talked about these angles. Maxwell, I want to ask about directing this, because the camera was always moving and it was just so dynamic, those shots. It really was one of my favorite parts of the film. I mean, everything was great, but I loved the shots that you were getting. So what was your inspiration? Like, was that something that you had detailed beforehand, or you guys just, or the camera guy was just like holding it and moving it and flowing?
Yeah, I really wanted to have movement with the shots, so I had I was handheld the whole time, changing different angles and trying to get pan from Covetti to Raven's character Owen, but I always had in mind there being a lot of movement. And
so did you guys have like, were you inspired by other films? Or I don't know if like people don't like that question, because it is a film and it, you know, there's nothing like this film, but were other films and artists inspirations?
I think it was kind of original.
Yeah, I don't even think I've seen a mummy like him, with the breastplate and all the pieces to him. He looked different from that. One thing about this, go ahead.
Well, I could say Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are not dead. The two characters from Hamlet. So the two characters that go on an adventure was a little bit of an inspiration.
In filming this, we noticed that he would say, like, we could easily make this into a full feature film. What you do is give a little bit more backstory on each, show the carnival, show what happened, how did the jewel get stolen, and the racing through all the different woods and backgrounds and farms until as they're heading toward Chicago, I think was the place. And then eventually, of course, if you're going to make it a super horror film, make sure everything is destroyed as you go. But it could easily be made into a feature film. And I think, and I hope that a lot of the directors and producers who do that kind of thing would be looking at a place like Garden State Film Festival for their kernels of ideas and pulling in these young filmmakers and screenplay writers to pull them in to make them into some interesting feature films.
I totally agree. This could easily be a feature film because the characters are so big, and I know that there's so much story behind each one. So we're running into like the last minute. We're a little over time, but I really want to ask you two more questions, Adam and Ginny and Maxwell, because you were obviously a really important character in this as well. What is important as an actor when you're playing something so big and so different from yourself? If you had to think of one thing that is important, what would you say?
Adam, I gotta let you go first.
The most important thing is to remember the story and help create his vision into reality. That is what I think about from every rehearsal to the minute he says action to how I look into Raven's eyes and what Raven does to me. And each of that, going in with that mentality means at the end of the day, we've made this story into something bigger. That's my view.
Mm, yes. What would you say, Ginny?
I would just say make the others shine. You shine through the reflection of someone else, through the team, through everything. You don't shine as an individual, but more how you feel with the other characters, how you react, and that way you can become that role a little bit more easily.
Love that. And Maxwell, your character, no dialogue, just all him, and he's powerful. What would you say?
Um, well, for acting in general, I would say make sure that you're listening to the other actor and realize that you're telling the story together and to support one another. So.
I love it. I mean, I could talk to you guys about this all day. So I appreciate that you guys just gave it all, and I'm hearing all this wonderful information. And I can't wait for audiences at Garden State Film Festival to see this. I know all of you will be there, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love it. We have to. And this is a perfect place to show this New Jersey film at Garden State Film Festival. So let me tell everyone watching how they can see it. It will be playing in Asbury Hall Saturday, March 25th in the film block 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Saturday night in Asbury. I mean, what a better time to watch Leonardi's Jewel of Wonders. You can get your tickets at www.gsff.org. Get a Parkway pass. You can get in all the panels, events, all of the screenings, or you can get day passes or just tickets to the screening itself. So definitely check out that website. Meet this wonderful cast and crew. And thank you all again. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hire all these actors. Hire everyone, including our dog.
Thank you guys. Bye.